Hello and welcome everybody to live laser distractions. Should be some fun tonight, I hope. Hope everybody's getting ready for their trip to Coma tomorrow. I know I'm looking forward to mine, but welcome. This was the project from last week, not the Happy Thanksgiving thing. That's something I did uh, several days ago now, but the Merry Christmas thing, that's what we did from last week. Uh, that's the from Steve Good scroll saw pattern from his website. So I wanted to show that because I did get it painted and did the backer red and actually painted the Merry Christmas part white since it had snowflakes on it. Turned out really good. And let me get talking about what I'm going to be doing tonight. Let me first run down here real quick. Good evening, Dave. How you doing, Alan? Good to see you in here. JR, thanks for coming tonight. Jerry's in the house. Glad you're here catching it live, Jerry. Rob, all the way from down under. Glad you're watching. And William's in here tonight as well. So got a few folks. Okay, I want to talk about this for a minute. This is, I posted some pictures of some stuff. This is a picture I got the other day of good old Popeye the Sailor Man. And let's see here. I got to figure out which way to run this mouse. Here we go. And let's see if I can click the right way. Nope, that's the wrong way. But I did this, I brought that picture in and did a trace, and then I cut this on the laser the other day, and this is one of my 12 by 19 inch panels. So old Popeye's about 18 inches tall. Oops, too many clicks. And then here is the finished result. It came out really really nice and was a lot of fun to do. And when I posted this picture on Facebook and in one of the Facebook groups, I got a ton of questions on how in the heck did you do that and get such clean lines and all that stuff. And I'm going to tell you that it's, spoiler alert, it's really not that hard. So I thought I would show tonight because I've got another project that I want to do. Let me once again get over here to, we'll go to this page. And again, this may move a little slow because this old laptop doesn't move too fast the way it is. But especially when I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff open. But this, you might recognize this fella. This is the Grinch that stole Christmas. And let's see. I wanted to show you the picture. Let's see where I put it. Okay, I think this is it right here. So since Christmas is coming up, I thought I would do another project similar to the Popeye thing I did, but make this guy right here. I think that would be pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting my material up and get this thing turned on. I do have the chiller on already. We'll throw this over here. Okay, let's do that again. There we go. And this doesn't have to be exact because it's all going to be cut inside there. So as long as I'm not going off the edge, we should be good. Okay, so we've got that set up. Okay, so here's the Grinch, and this is what I've got. Now, what I did is I turned off this outline, and this is what I use as a backer. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this part first. So I'm going to highlight this one, and well, actually, in case somebody wants to know how I got that, I will show you. If I come here and highlight, if I can get my clicker to work. There we go. If I highlight that right there, now I think you can see it. It's got the outline highlighted. And then I can, there we go. I can right click and hit duplicate and then use my arrow keys and move that over. And that's what I've done to get the outside, which is what I'm going to use for my backer. So since I've already got one of those, I'll just delete that one. And then I'll highlight this one. And I'm going to use my left arrow key to bring this over so that I can get it. That red outline, what you see, that's the size of my blank there. So I want to make sure that that's right there. And then what I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll turn the output off for, see, I guess I could move that one up to the top. So now all we see is the frame. So now when I turn the laser on and get ready to cut, all that's going to cut is that outside piece, and that's what I want to cut first. And in a few minutes, you will see why I want to do that one first. And we're good to go. We should be ready to hit start, and it will take off and start cutting that outline. And I will switch cameras so you can see that. Okay, so let me put another blank in there. I think we've got, looks like that cut out just fine. All right, so I've got another piece here. Let me set this one up. Okay, we'll come back over here for a second. Now that I've got the backer piece ran, we will highlight that one, and we'll scoot it back over here out of the way. It really wouldn't matter. I could leave it there and just turn it off, turn the output off, but I like to move it over here out of the way, and then I can just turn this off, and then I can come back here and turn this part on. And I want to scroll in here and make sure I don't see any stray lines. I don't think I see anything, so I think we're good here. And again, you can preview this. I showed this the other night. This is another good way to check and make sure you don't have something weird going on. Okay, and also note on the far right-hand corner down here, you can always look and see, it says it's going to take 12 minutes and 36 seconds. And that thing that I ran last week was within probably about 4 or 5 seconds of being what the actual machine time took. So this that's one thing I like about Lightburn. It seems to be very accurate on the cut time. So 12:36, and we can frame this again just to make sure nothing changed, but it should be set the same spot. Okay, now we're ready to hit start, and it should take about 12 minutes. So we'll just chat or answer any questions you might have while this is running. $12:45. So it took 9 seconds longer than the actual thing. There we go. Let's check this out and see if it all came loose. Looks like all of it's loose. Now, I mentioned earlier that I like to cut the backer first. And it doesn't really matter, I guess, but when you go to pull this up, a lot of this stuff, like if you look right here, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see it that good. Let me move the gantry out of the way. And again, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, there's a little tiny piece that's fell. All these little bitty ones will fall through this honeycomb. And I know one thing I forgot to do. And that is, well, it may be empty. I might have emptied it. I was going to say I forgot to empty the crumb tray, because as I pull this up, and I'm trying to be careful here because this outer frame is not, there we go. So this is why I cut this. Like I said, this is going to be pretty fragile. Let's see if I can get. So if I set this on there, I hope you guys can still see this. Yeah, maybe. But there's all these little pieces, and they're all going to fit back in there after they're painted. So what I try to do is, as I'm pulling this up, I don't know if you can, I hope you can see some of this, how I'm dropping these in here. Just kind of piecing it all back together like a puzzle. But when I go to pull these out again, when I did the Popeye, what I did is I had some little containers, and I put the pieces for each color, which I needed about 7 of those containers, I think, with Popeye. But I'd put the blacks in one, the reds in one, uh, all the different colors in their own little container to keep them separate. And then I just set at my counter in the house and painted them. And once I started putting the pieces back in here like this puzzle, that's when you notice what you're missing. And like I said, these little bitty ones, that's a little tiny one. Yep, come on now. Try to turn this so I can get it where you can see it a little better. Okay. Well, I got something. Boy, that is super thin right there. That may be a little tough right there. Trying to get everything lined back up. Oop, oop, is it going? There we go. Okay, now I've got this. That little piece. And I know somebody is probably going to watch this and go, man, this guy's crazy. Why is he worrying about all them little pieces? Why didn't you just delete some of those lines and just make it the big pieces and all that? And I think that by doing this and saving every little tiny piece, it just really makes it. The person that created this Grinch drawing felt that it needed a little shadow or whatever. So, all right, now as I carefully move this around, I can see I'm missing one here in his hat, 2 right here, and then 2 right here. So if I get the crumb tray, okay, there's something. Boy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. See, here's one that's pretty good size, but I don't see. That's too big for there, so that's not that one. That one is that one. I think this one is right there, I think. Okay, and I think that one. Okay. Sometimes it's really hard to tell the shape of these things. I think this one goes there. And they're so darn hard to pick up because they're so tiny. Probably going to have to get my tweezers out to do that. But there's still a few pieces in the crumb tray that I might dig through later on. Or sometimes it's easier. Maybe that piece doesn't fit in there. Maybe that's why I'm having trouble. Anyway, let's see if I can pick this up real careful like. Get my little brown paper over here. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, so there, minus just a few little tiny pieces. I gotta either find that piece or recut it. Got a couple more little tiny pieces. And like I said, sometimes rather than digging through the crumb tray trying to figure out which one is the right one, it's actually easier just to go back in the program, empty the crumb tray completely. Um, and then go into Lightburn, pull that one little tiny vector out and put a piece of scrap up there and recut it, and then go in the crumb tray and get, because if there's only one little crumb in there, you know that's the one you just cut. So Ryan says, wonder if you could cut the project on a baking sheet. The scorching wouldn't matter. Yeah, I probably could, but you know how baking sheets are after you've used them, at least mine, they, from the heat, they twist. I don't know if I could get it flat. I'd have to figure out a way to clamp it down or something. But it's really not that hard. I mean, you think about all the pieces that this is cut, and I found all but 4, and they're like little tiny, and they're probably still in the crumb tray if I go through the crumb tray. But if I have trouble figuring them out, I will just go one by one and pull that little tiny vector, empty the crumb tray, and, you know, do it that way. And that way I know I've got the right thing. And like I said, some of them are tiny. They were that way with the Popeye thing. So if you get ready to do something like this, obviously you need to make it as big as you can, because if you try to make it small, you know, if I tried to scale that down to half scale, half that stuff would just burn up. It'd be so small, it'd just burn it all to pieces. So, Don says, pretty cool, Dave. Does software tell you how many pieces there are? No, it doesn't. It doesn't know how many pieces. It just knows cuts. It doesn't have any idea how many are in there, and I don't either. I haven't tried counting them, but I think that is going to look pretty dadgum cool after I get it painted, and you'll see it in a few days. Probably what I'm going to do after I wake up tomorrow from my tryptophan coma. I will probably spend the afternoon going through and painting. And I think, if I remember right, there's like 6 or 7 different colors. There's white, red, black, obviously for the outline and the backer. I think there's a couple of pieces that are yellow around the eyes. I think the eyes are brown. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. About 6 or 7 different colors. So, all right. I guess we're going to wrap this one up. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me tonight. That's been fun. Like I said, I won't bore you and let you watch me paint it. I'll do that. I'll do that off camera somewhere. But if anybody's up to do the hangout thing like we did last week, send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and I will send you the link, and we can do a little hangout. You know, I got room for 9 other people or something like that. If you don't want to do that, that's cool too. I'll be out here a while shutting everything down anyway. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all for coming tonight. Everybody have an awesome Thanksgiving. I know I'm looking forward to eating my little microwave meals. that I get every year. It's good. I don't care. It's what I'm used to, and it's good. And I did go get some cranberry sauce today, so we're all good there. So anyway, thank y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and appreciate you being channel members and making this all possible. Because if it wasn't for you, and of course Omtech Laser, none of this would be going on right now. So let me get ready to hit the button to get out of here. And like I said, if y'all want to hang out later, Facebook message me and I'll send you the link. And other than that, we'll see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving.